Welcome to Sabena headquarters at Brussels National Airport. My name is Raymond Nicolai and I'm Chief Pilot Instructor on the Airbus A340. Sabena is in process to placing 4 Airbus A340 into service on routes to America, Africa and Asia. Tomorrow I will take you on our evening trip out of Brussels to JFK Kennedy Airport. But first, join us for a training flight in Liège Airport, where we're going to proceed with some touch and goes among other procedures. So join me and let's go to the briefing room where we will meet the captain and the co-pilot. Okay, well, let me introduce Captain Henry Kuhn. He was an ex-captain on DC-10 as well as 747, and the first officer Yvan Van Lopen, ex-co-pilot on 737. Each pilot will do around 4 or 5 patterns, 4 of them with 4 engines running and 1 with a simulated engine fail after takeoff. Is that okay?
Captain Nicolai is going through a very detailed briefing of every section of this morning's training flight.
And you asked me to activate the approach phase.
The crew will then board the aircraft, which is parked in front of Sabena's Hangar 41, for a short flight to Liège. Liège Airport, which is located just south of Brussels, is mostly used for charters, including Sobel Air flights to various vacation destinations. In the meantime, our Airbus is on final approach to runway 23 for its first touch and go. The execution of a touch and go requires precise coordination of both pilots.
100, 50, 40, 20, retard, 10.
After touchdown, the instructor takes control of the throttles, increases the thrust, changes the flap setting, and moves the trim of the aircraft forward. After rotation, the flying pilot regains control of the throttles.
I have controls. Gear up. Lights off.
And now for a pilot's view of a touch and go.
100, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10.
Today, the pilots are coping with a severe crosswind, which tends to push the aircraft to the side. difficult maneuver is perfectly handled by the experienced Sabena pilots, and they go around for another approach. It is now the co-pilot's turn to fly the aircraft.
100, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10.
Your throttle?
Yeah. Pose la roue de nez, sinon on va jamais avoir le... Encore. Voilà. V1 VR. Positive climb.
Gear.
Zero throttle.
After this coming rotation, the instructor will simulate an engine failure, forcing the pilot to compensate with the
40,
rudder.
30, 20, retard, 10.
V1 VR. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Engine fail number 1. Your throttles.
My throttles.
Du pied.
Ok, je fais F1, on prend 1800 pieds.
Straight ahead.
Straight
Oui.
ahead.
Ouais, il faut mettre pas mal de pieds. Hein.
Oui, il faut beaucoup.
Voilà, tu vois.
On prend 1700 ou
Ouais, 1700.
1700? Ok. Altitude,
Ouais, normally
1700.
altitude hold.
Acceleration speed, so flaps 1, speed
Flaps 1.
180.
180. Bon, je mets 250, Yvan.
Oui, d'accord.
Clean up.
Ok.
Attends une seconde. Tu
Ok.
peux réduire ici.
Oui.
Je te donne l'autre. Voilà. Tu as les
Le
4
speed flaps
moteurs.
up.
Enlève ton pied.
Ok.
Speed.
The training is completed, and Sabena 5340 can now head for Brussels. Both pilots have successfully accomplished the required items and can now proceed with their first line flight on the A340. In 1946, a Sabena crew flew the Atlantic for the first time. Sabena was the first European airline to operate the Douglas DC-6 and inaugurated Brussels-New York service on June 4, 1947, with stopovers in Shannon and Gander. The aircraft carried 68 passengers at a speed of 500 kilometers per hour. Sabena was amongst the first airlines to introduce the DC-7C, named 7 Seas, and in 1957, the aircraft was introduced on routes to New York, reducing the travel to 14 hours. On January 23, 1960, Sabena became the first European airline to offer transatlantic jet service when it placed the Boeing 707 Intercontinental on services to New York. In November and December of 1970, Sabena took delivery of their first two Boeing 747s, which were introduced to New York on January 8, 1971. The first DC-10 arrived on September 22, 1973, and Sabena is still the only airline to have operated the 10 in a combi configuration, carrying passengers and freight on the main deck. In 1974, Sabena developed a kit that allowed it to modify the back section of its 747s from passenger to cargo in just over an hour. The Boeing 747-300 was introduced on the Atlantic in 1986. The DC-10 has served Anchorage for many years as a stopover point on the route to Japan, but today, Sabena offers non-stop 747 service to Tokyo in less than 12 hours. In 1978, Sabena became the first European airline to land in Atlanta, and that was only the first step in a gradual buildup of service to the U.S. On April 9, 1980, Sabena opened Detroit with Boeing 747 service, and on August 15th of the same year, it was Chicago's turn to get service from Brussels with the DC-10. Boston was added on April 1, 1985. In 1996, it was Sobel Air, Sabena's charter subsidiary, who inaugurated Boeing 767 service to Miami, Orlando, and San Francisco. Sabena also offers code-share service to several major cities, including Dallas, Denver, Houston, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Washington, and now offers 2 flights a day from Brussels to the Big Apple. Today, all flights to America are operated by the Airbus A340, including Cincinnati, Sabena's latest destination. Our flight is SN547 to New York. We're in Sabena's crew room, where our pilots have already signed in for the flight, and preparations are made with the help of various manuals. The crew will then proceed to the dispatch room for a briefing.
Yes, correct. Weight book. So I take the book here. That's Brussels to 5.
So good afternoon, gentlemen. The aircraft will be Sierra Charlie X-ray, position 205 left, and you have no restrictions whatsoever. And as you may see, you're quite full. 168-200 kilos of zero fuel weight, which gives with 5% contingency fuel and Boston Com alternator desired of 62 tons, 600 kilograms.
Okay.
In the meantime, the aircraft is being fueled, and the catering truck is bringing the final meals for the completely booked flight. Our bus, which returned from the States just a few hours ago, is parked at gate 207 left. On the training flight, we flew Oscar Sierra Charlie Whiskey. Today, we're assigned Sierra Charlie X-ray. Just as our first officer, who is observing today, is ready for his walk-around, the entire crew, including one Delta flight attendant, is ready for boarding.
Okay, right here starts the external, and we start with the nose gear. We look at the tires, the cuttings, and if the pressure is okay. And then we look here if everything is normal, no leaks, and no bursts or something like that. Right here we look at the condition of the static ports. We have 3 static ports here, and they are well in good shape. Then we look on the sides of the aircraft. We can see the antennas from all the different navigates in the aircraft. Then we move over to the engine, and at the engine we check the air inlet and free of damage. And we also have a look at the first fan blades if no bursts or the got on it. And then we check the other engine. So here we have, we see also at the outsides of the engine, the general condition, no leaks under the engine, and normal condition. And then we have a sharp look at the leading edge of the wing. And then we can also see the navigates are working. The winglet is in good condition. And then we look at the ailerons, which are a little bit down to the right side. And then we continue to see the condition of the wing. Seems that's okay, so no cracks. And then we fall again to the fuselage. Okay, so here we are at the main wheels. We check the condition of the tires. Tires are in good condition, and also they seem to be on good pressure. Then we have a look at the main shock damper. There's no leaks on it. And then we pay special attention to the brake wearing pins, which are situated here, right here. Here you can still see that the air conditioning card is mounted, so the aircraft is conditioned by ground card. So the flight, the check is okay, the aircraft is good, we can fly to New York.
And Brussels Sabena 547 ready in 10 for Kennedy.
547, goeiedag, information Bravo, report ready.
Als je wil lopen.
Okay,
Henry.
140 and 250. QNH 1019. Caged and no flag. Cage no flag. On VR. Let's reset. Safety. Pressure is okay. Gear down. On 4 greens. Okay, we check the pressure. Elevation is on automatic. Engines, oil level are okay. Hydraulic levels as well. The fuel, we have almost, fueling is almost finished. 65,000 requested. All reservoirs tanks are balanced. That's okay. And we have the door page again. Reversers are stowed and idle. Briefing,
Yeah.
Raymond.
Yes.
So I fly, is that okay?
Yeah, you fly.
So I fly, flex takeoff from runway 25 right, with config 2 and anti-eyes off. The standard noise, 1610, 3110. The SID is a Costa 4 Charlie departure. As soon as particle or 700 feet, whichever comes later, right heading 294 until intercepting radial 283, until intersecting radial 348 from Nikki, then left to Costa radial 293. Initially 60 and 6000 blue.
Check.
Alors, in the nav page, I force Brussels on number 1 with a course of 283, outer marker for comeback on ADF1, and on number 2, Nikki with a radial of 348 and the Nikki ADF on number 2 as well. Alors, in case of emergency before V1, I decide, I abort. After V1, I continue to the one engine out acceleration altitude 1610. Alors, the safety altitudes are 2600 within 25 miles of Brussels VRDME and 6000 doing climb out or until North Atlantic.
Okay.
Voilà. No question?
No question.
Thanks.
Thanks. And Brussels Sabena 547 ready to start to Kennedy.
547, start approved to Kennedy, Costa 4 Charlie, squawk 7137.
Roger, 7137, Costa 4 Charlie, Sabena 547.
Correct for pigeon taxi 12187, good day.
Roger, good day. 12187. Okay, doors are closed.
Yeah.
And ground Sabena 547, gate 205 left for pushback.
Yeah, 547, goedenavond, pushback approved.
Roger, pushing 547.
Ground cockpit.
Yes, Captain.
Okay, we are ready. And are you ready too?
Yes, Captain. All door check tank closed, steering pin in place, and pushback connected.
Okay, you may push, brakes are released, and let me know when we may start the engines.
Okay, Captain. We will start.
Roger.
Before pushback,
Clear for start checklist. Windows, doors,
Closed.
closed. Beacon,
On.
thrust levers,
Idle.
parking brake.
Released.
Clear for start checklist is completed.
Roger. Do we start only when he tells us when we are a bit out? We start the engines 1 and 2, ignition on, starting engine 1. The
Okay.
page okay, starting 1. Monitor 1, I start 2.
Roger.
Starting 2.
Okay, number 2. Perfectly, brake on please.
Okay, brake set. Pressure checked.
One is stabilized.
Roger. Number 2 stabilized. 20, 40, 60, 300. Okay, starting 3 and 4.
Okay, 3 and 4.
Starting 3. Monitor 3, starting 4.
Roger.
Are they used to show us the pins after start?
I will do it on the left hand side.
Okay. Okay, ground starting is finished. You may remove the equipment. Thanks and bye bye. You show me the pins to your on my left hand side.
Okay, Captain. Have a nice flight. Good evening.
Roger, bye bye.
After start checklist.
Okay, decisive pin. Taxi clearance.
And Brussels Sabena 547 for taxi.
Sabena 547, taxi via Alter Bravo 1 to the holding 25 right, QNH 109.
1019 25 right via the outer 547.
Okay, left is clear.
Right is clear, you can go.
Okay.
Five four seven is fully ready.
Roger, sir, I call you back. Traffic 3 miles final.
Roger.
Sabena 547, clear for takeoff runway 25 right, wind 310 degrees 9 on right.
Roger, clear for takeoff 547.
Okay, QFU checked.
Checked. Altimeter check.
Takeoff elapse. I have controls.
You have controls.
Non-flex 40 SRS runway and auto throttle blue.
Power set. Speed 100.
Check.
V1. VR. Positive climb.
Gear up. Nav green.
Sabena 547, bonjour, climb to flight level 70 and contact control 126.97.
Confirm the frequency?
126.97.
Ok, 270.
Il n'a pas pris le heading.
70, 126.97.
Sabena 547, roger radar, contact climb to flight level 170 to Costa.
To Costa 170, 547. Alors 170, 170. Blue, check direct Costa. Landing gear.
Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Backs.
On.
Barrel reference.
Standard, standard and standard.
You have to take off checklist is completed.
Roger. And we are going to have a nice view of the Belgian coastline.
Je check system page.
Yeah. On the left-hand side we have the Schelde, the river Schelde, which is a boundary between Belgium and Netherlands.
Sabena 547, contact London 129.6, goodbye.
296 along. London Sabena 547, good evening.
Sabena 547, London, good evening, route direct to Lambourne. What flight level are you looking for?
First one 350.
Roger, I'll call you back shortly.
Yep.
Sabena 547, continue climb to flight level 350.
Roger, clear 350, 547.
Okay, check.
350.
Blue, 350, check. Did you send my chrono, Raymond?
Here, elapse. 22 minutes after takeoff, we still have 3,000 miles to run to GFK.
Sabena 547, shall make an estimate for 52 north, 15 west. Requested Mach number and flight level.
Roger, estimating 52 north, 15 west at 1952. Request flight level 350, Mach decimal 83.
Roger, sir, stand by.
Sabena 547, go ahead.
We have been clear, Sabena 547 to Kennedy from 52 north, 15 west, 52 north, 20 west, 50 north, 30 west, 48 north, 40 west, 46 north, 50 west, Banks, and from 52 north, 15 west, maintain flight level 350, Mach decimal 83.
Roger, sir, we clear to Kennedy via 52 north, 15 west, 52 north, 20 west, 50 north, 30 west, 489, correction, 48 north, 40 west, 46 north, 50 west, Banks, flight level 350, Mach decimal 83, and the ID is 209.
Sabena 547, all correct, back to domestic. Bye-bye.
Roger, bye-bye, sir. So clearance is confirmed, I'm back on VHF number 1.
Sir.
Okay.
That is copy, 290 for the moment. 290 for the moment, 040.
Having reached our cruising altitude, the crew has started serving the aperitif, which will be followed by dinner, movies, and a snack prior to landing. After being airborne for 2 hours, our position is southwest of Ireland, where we began our oceanic crossing. We are currently cruising at flight level 350, or 10,700 meters, with a ground speed of 475 miles per hour. We have 2,800 miles to go, which will take us 6 hours, and landing is expected at 10 p.m. local time.
Okay, now let's have a quick review from our flight plan out of Brussels. And we took off at 18 GMT time, which is now 3 hours ago. We took the westerly runway for takeoff, flew over Belgium, over England, and we left the European country slightly south of Shannon. The flight today brings us around the 50 north latitude, and we are flying presently at a flight level of 350. Most and part of the time we're flying over the ocean, around 6 hours. We left Shannon, and the first point we will meet entering in the States will be Cape Cod, just south of Boston, and then we'll be more or less 150 miles out of JFK. We don't know yet the runway in use. We will see afterwards when we can get some meteor out of Gander. So in the meantime, I can talk about our ground speed. Yeah, so as I said, the ground speed is 436 miles, whilst the true airspeed is 485, which gives us more or less, the wind is over here, 316 degrees, diagonal 100 knots. And presently we are approaching a point which is called 50 degrees north, 30 degrees west. We're going to be there in around 4 minutes from now. At that point, I will have to call Shanwick radio just to be sure that we're on the correct point. That's the miles, 28 miles to run till we're flying to the 30 west. And as I said, here we have the ETP, the equitime point, which is more or less 20 minutes after this one. Any big failure we could have before this point, we should go back to Shannon. Anything special after this point, we will go straight to Gander, our first airfield on the other side. Shanwick, Sabena 547 position.
547, Shanwick.
The position 50 north, 30 west, 2115. Flight level 350. 48 north, 40 west, 2213. 46 north, 50 west next.
Go ahead, John. Roger, Gunner. That was a Sabena 547, 50 north, 30 west, 2115, 350, 48 north, 40 west, 2213 next, 46 north, 50 west. Go ahead.
That's all, Charlie.
Gander check. Gander.
Gander Sabena 547. Would you proceed with a circle check, Delta Romeo Alpha Sierra?
Delta Romeo Alpha Sierra.
Roger, circle check, okay, thank you. So let me give you now little details about this aircraft. This is a Airbus A340-200. Maximum takeoff weight is around 257 tons. And in terms of passengers, number of passengers, we have a version of 212 passengers on this type of aircraft. This is one of the rare aircraft who has a side stick. We will show you afterwards. And now let's have a quick look to our instruments. And I will start with the primary flight display. Here in green you have everything which is kept by the autopilot. Mach in terms of airspeed, cruising altitude and navigation. The autopilot 1 is in command and we have 2 flight directors on. The auto throttle is in command also. On the left hand side you have what we call our tape speed tape. Our Mach 0.83, speed indicated airspeed 285, but this is to be corrected for the temperature and altitude. This is the artificial horizon, the true heading 258, and we are on standard altimeter setting with 35,000 feet. Second instrument is the navigation display. So what we can read here is our ground speed, true airspeed, the wind, which is coming more or less from the right, 300 degrees, 61 knots. And in fact, the difference between this and this is our drift, actual drift. We are on a true heading, and we're flying towards a point which is called 48 degrees north, 40 degrees west, which is over here, on the circle of 240 miles. Distance to fly to this point is 242 miles. Time over at this point will be 21:11 in GMT. So this is the engine instruments panel, which is the actual one. It gives you the N1 and N2, which is the speed of N1 rotor and the other part of the engine. And in between you have the EGT, the exhaust temperature, which is around at this flight level 770 degrees centigrade. And here you have per engine the fuel flow, 1700 kilos per engine, which is more or less 6,800 kilos per hour. Fuel on board 37 tons. We left with 65 tons. So that's one, and now we can go on the second engine page. Second instruments here, we can show several different pages. For instance, engine page. Give all the details we need to know if something is going wrong with the engines. The same for the bleed. Same for the pressurization. As you can see, the cabin altitude is 5,600 feet. We have 2 more for the electricity. AC and DC. 1 page for the hydraulic. You see 3 different systems, a green, a blue one, and a yellow one. We also have a general look to our fuel, different tanks, outer tanks, inner tanks, and trim tank. And in this aircraft we have fuel in the tail. And the computers calculate all the flight, during all the flight, the best CG, the center of gravity, so as to be in the best condition to have our minimum fuel flow. Now let's go to the flight controls. You see we have a special page And what we can see on this page, we have, in fact, this is a side stick. And let's have a look to the side stick. In fact, in this airplane, it's a fly-by-wire, which means that we send electrical signals to different computers, which send also signals to hydraulic actuator. And we have, in fact, 5 computers, 3 primary ones and 2 secondary ones. Here we can see the position of the ailerons, 2 elevators, and the rudder. Those marks are done only for the speed brakes. Every time you can see the different hydraulic system, yellow, green, green and blue, etc. And now we have the traditional instruments you can find in every cockpit in case of electrical problem: airspeed indicator, altimeter, barometric altimeter, and what we call an emergency horizon, which can work without electricity on a self-battery for at least 30 minutes. And now this is the left-hand part of the FCU, Flight Control Unit. What you can see there, we are on a standard barometric for the time being, with flight director on and constraint. We can show several different modes of looking to the nav display. This is the distance we can show on the nav display also. In the middle, now you can see on the left hand side Mach and heading. Since now we are on automatic through the autopilot and the flight management guidance system, this is dashed. The only thing which appears is the flight level, 35,000 feet, autopilot 1 in command, auto thrust on, and the altitude is kept. Now, another special thing in this aircraft is that the throttles doesn't move anymore during flight. They are in a certain position, fixed, and the engines will change automatically versus the airspeed. The only thing we shall have to do on the ground when landing is to retard the throttle. But if we don't, the engines will drop automatically. And now a quick look to the what we call the flight management guidance computer. We have several functions. This is our flight plan actually. We're flying from 50 north 30 west to 48 north 40 west. It gives also our speed and flight level. We can have a look to the fuel prediction page, for example. And we already know at JFK in Kennedy Airport, at time 01:56 GMT time, fuel left on board will be 8,700 kilos. If we have to go to Boston, our first alternate airfield, that will be at 02:30 GMT with 5 tons left. We got several other pages, but I think this is the most important one. While this one also, I can, for example, put K, G, F key here, and we have instantly our distance to fly to JFK.
Va dans le fou là.
Tu peux le mettre, hein, je crois.
Mais dedans des volets serrés.
Tu peux le mettre manuel là-dedans.
Allez. Même que tu. Ça c'est quand même
Mais
bon. Alors qu'on a une famille,
mais
on
il a-
doit le remettre.
Non, mais il en a pris quoi?
As night is falling over the big pond, the crew will now take time to review what has transpired so far on their first flight. we rejoin the cockpit just before the completion of the oceanic crossing. Our current position puts us 230 nautical miles from the Connie intersection, which is located southeast of Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. The weight of our aircraft has diminished because of fuel burn, making a climb from 35 to 39,000 feet possible. With about 90 minutes to go, we're now south of Halifax, Nova Scotia. The wind here has increased against us, resulting in a lower ground speed of 450 miles per hour. And with 560 miles remaining, our crew is about to contact the Boston Center for further route clearance. As we leave you in the cockpit for descent and landing, we wish Sabena a happy 50th birthday on the Atlantic. We hope you enjoyed this crossing, and we look forward to welcoming you on our next flight in the cockpit on a Trans-Brazil 767.
Boston, Sabena 547.
Sabena 547, go ahead.
Roger, we passed Kenny, fat level 390, frill at 19.
Sabena 547, radar contact, third direct Providence for Sabena and Kenny.
Roger, direct Providence, Sabena 547.
Direct Providence.
Voilà, direct to
Delta 48, Boston, Center, roger.
Okay, now we're approaching Cape Cod in another 10 miles from now, and we will start in a few minutes his descent briefing so that we can dim all the lights inside the cockpit and make us ready to make the approach in Kennedy. Should be the runway 31 right. So we will prepare everything for 31 right, and in the secondary flight plan we'll put another runway in case of. That's what we're going to do right now. Kennedy Airport, right over here. Cape Cod, Boston, Kennedy.
Speedway 186, traffic 12 to 1 o'clock, 15 miles southwestbound, company 747, 2,000 feet below.
Well, so inbound to Kennedy, we check the weather, we check the fuel, and we check the NOTAMs for destination and diversion. Our route is the standard arrival, Plim 4, which takes us from Providence to Trade, next Parch, next Calverton, next Robert to Kennedy. We have two constraints in speed and altitude. That's the first one is Calverton, 12,250 knots, and Robert, I expect clearance to cross at 9,000. Well, the nav aids, I forced Kennedy on VR2 and the outer marker Romeo Tango on ADF1. About the performance, I take next phase to show you the QNH 1020, temperature 23 degrees, the wind 310, diagonal 10. Transition is 18,000. The approach speed is 135 and Vman clean 217. Both are set on the box. Config full with an MDA of 320 feet. During our descent, the highest safe altitude is 4,000, within 25 miles of GFK, 2,800. Well, I propose if you agree to make the approach with autopilot off, flight director on, auto throttle on, auto brake off, and after landing reverse on 4 engines. In case of runway change, I prepared already on the runway 31 left. In the runway length beyond glide slope is 8,000. Let me have a check here. 31 left, 31 right. About 9,000 feet. And in case of go round, we proceed straight ahead, then left to straight ahead 2,000. Sorry, then left to Cairns-sur-Loire. After Cairns-sur-Loire, we climb to 4,000, outbound on radial 225 to Cold Neck. And well, that's all. If there's no question.
Good night.
Boston Sabena 547 with you. We are of 375.
Sabena 547, Boston Center, roger, say signed altitude.
375 and clear down 240.
Roger.
24.15. Altimeter 3016. Approach in use. ILS runway 31 right. Departure runway 31 left.
1,000 to go.
Roger.
That's okay.
But the speed has to be reduced. And once we have
Sabena 547, contact New York approach 125.7.
1257.
Carnival 40 clear direct to Calverton, direct islip. Carnival 40. 503179.
Kennedy Sabena 547 with you with Golf.
Sabena 547, having your approach flying 280 vectors for the ILS runway 31 right approach, altimeter 3019.
3019 heading 280 for 31 right.
heading
3019.
280, speed
Check.
250, and activate approach phase.
Okay, speed brakes in. Activate approach phase.
And then 10,000, we put the lights on. And
Sabena 547, heavy descent and maintain 9,000.
Clear down 9,000, 547.
Speedbird 179, heavy 11 miles from the outer marker, turn right heading 280, maintain 2,000 to establish localizer, cleared ILS 31 right approach.
Heading 280 to maintain 2,000 to ILS 31 right, 179.
Tower Air 22 heavy, reduce speed to 190.
Reducing to 190, Tower 22 heavy.
Sabena 547 heavy, descend and maintain 3,000.
Descend and maintain 3,000, 547.
3,000 blue.
Check.
Sabena 547 heavy, descend and maintain 2,000.
Clear down 2,000, 547.
Miles from the outer marker, turn right heading 290, maintain 2,000 to establish localizer, cleared ILS 31 right approach.
Roger 290, maintain 2,000 till intercept ILS, runway 31 right, 547.
We am approach mode. And autopilot disconnect. And speed blue green dot.
Sabena 547 heavy, reduce speed to 170, contact Kennedy Tower 119.1, good night, 170, 19.1.
Thank you, sir. Kennedy Sabena 547 with you.
Sabena 547 heavy, Kennedy Tower, Causeway Jones, heavy 747, 5 miles ahead. Additional traffic at your 11 o'clock and 4 miles, 747 descending out of 1,400, landing the parallel, wind 3206, runway 31 right, clear to land.
Roger, clear to land, 547.
Speed 160.
You say
Turn 177, turn right here, taxi right Papa, contact ground control 121.9er, have a good day. Right on Papa,
Lights
Tony,
stabilized,
19.
gear down.
Some turbulence, flaps at full. Landing checklist. Auto thrust.
Speed,
Speed. ACAM landing memo.
no blue.
Landing checklist is completed. Clear to land.
Roger.
There is an aircraft still on the runway.
Target 955, heavy Kennedy Tower, cautionway Travis, runway 31 left, taxi into position and hold.
Position 31 left, American 955 heavy.
That's right on Papa Alpha, left on Papa, And contact
all
ground
set
control
for landing.
121. Left arm off the ground tower, place heavy. Hey, Kenny Tower, Cessna 111 Roman Kills with you at 400, coming up on Jones Beach Monument westbound.
300.
Cessna 111 Romeo Kilo, Kennedy Tower. Wind, correction, the wind is 3306, the Kennedy altimeter 3019. Westbound over the shorelines approved, maintain VFI to below 500. Okay, 3019, VFI to below 500, 1 per kill.
100.
Toute petite correction.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Ok. Pas trop, laisse-le un peu.
American 955 Heavy, runway 31 left, cleared for takeoff.
Yeah.
Clear for takeoff, 31 left, American 955 Heavy.
Speed brakes. Ok, reverse green. You can start braking. Easy. Take the second to the left. Speed 70.
En de motoren afgezet zijn, we nemen nu afscheid van u en hopen u binnenkort weer te mogen verwelkomen. Dames en heren, namens Sabena en de hele bemanning, hartelijk dank en tot ziens. Mesdames, Messieurs, bienvenue à New York. Il est 10h-5 heure locale. Nous vous prions de garder la ceinture de siège attachée jusqu'à...
Hey, Sabena 547 Heavy, turn left Victor, taxi right Bravo, British is holding for you, and contact ground control 121.9.
Roger, sir.
Stand by, yeah? Ground Sabena 547 with you.
Sabena 547 Heavy, Kennedy ground, taxi to the ramp.
Taxi to the ramp. Okay, stand by, yeah? I'm gonna tell you.
547, copy that, sir. You'll be going to gate 15, Lima Alpha to 15, you are cleared in.
Thanks. Okay, we cleared in at Lima Alpha. The next one, on the left. It's a 90 degrees turn, Henry. So you can put you slightly on the right.
That's what I intended to do, like with my car. With my Ferrari, I do the same.
Very close. Top.
Parking brake set. Okay, lights on. One and two. So we have one side. We need two generators, is enough.
Okay. You can go ahead.
Ground power
3 and
is
4.
connected. And okay, all engines off.
Well, now we just arrived at the gate 15 at Delta in a JFK Kennedy Airport. I hope you enjoyed this ride. Flight time was 7 hours and 54 minutes. And we made this first landing on the line. It was quite a good one. And I hope to see you again on the A340. Thanks.
In fact, indeed, it was my first night landing, and I'm quite
Proud.
Proud, yes, and I like this aircraft. So the first one is good. I hope all the other will be the same.
And the instructor is very good.
Takeoff will be full power. Engine and TIs on. Radar on. And axle. Okay. Before start checklist, please.
Hands and covers.
Some warranty. Die was cover cap.
Removed 4 on board. Check. Signs.
On auto.
Others.
Nav.
Check the fuel quantity.
Check 91-900.
The takeoff rate of e-bucks.
It's a full takeoff and the bucks 157 and 267.
157, 267 set. Battle ref.
10, 24, 1, 2, and 3 times. QNH set.
3 times, so the before start.
Time today, 11 hours and 30 minutes. My name is Jacobsen, I'm your first release one. On behalf of the captains, Mr. Legrand, Mr. Mantunard, and the entire crew, I would like to wish you a very pleasant flight. And ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention please for the briefing concerning your safety on board, which you will be able to follow on the screens in front of you in a few minutes. We thank you for your attention.
Sabena 405, revision continue straight ahead, Echo 1, Foxtrot 2, Whiskey, cross 02. Sabena 405, clear straight ahead, Echo 1, cross runway 02, Foxtrot Whiskey.
That's Echo 1, cross 02 and then Whiskey, Sabena 405.
Gateway info.
Okay, for registry info.
Sabena 463, standby tower frequency 12077, good day. Sabena 673, give way to A146 shortly, overtaking you at the right behind. 635, good afternoon, pushback is approved 229, caution, the Sabena is also pushing at your left, the Sabena 737.
Okay, push approved and caution, this is Sabena, Shamrock 635. Ground, goedemiddag, Sabena 443, stand 92, request taxi.
Sabena 443, goedemiddag, pushback approved.
Well, we don't need pushback, request taxi, Sabena 443.
Okay, 443, taxi, then to Bravo 3 if able to accept QNH 1025.
Okay, we can accept Bravo 3, QNH 1025, Sabena 443. Sabena 723 for the first time is ready to taxi.
723 taxi outer Bravo 1 holding 25 right, QNH 1025. Sabena 75 hotel, hold at the end of Tango.
Tango, Sabena 7.
Sabena 317. Sabena 317 right please, Echo 4.
Echo 4, Sabena 317.
Correct, cross runway 02, continue via Whiskey.
And continue via Whiskey, Sabena 317. Sabena 523 taxi please.
Sabena 75 hotel, get way to the 146 now at your right and behind outer Bravo 1.
To the 146 and behind outer Bravo 1, Sabena 7.
Sabena 533 taxi Romeo, Echo 5 Foxtrot for Whiskey 3 holding 25 right, QNH 1025.
Flight time 11 and 30 minutes to Narita, where the weather will be nice. I wish you a pleasant flight, thank you for your attention. Okay.
Sabena 43 Lima, clear for takeoff 25 right, wind 280 degrees, 7 knots, goodbye.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25 right, Sabena 43 Lima, goodbye.
Sabena 73 kilo, good afternoon, behind departing Airbus, Sabena on the runway, line up and wait behind runway 25 right.
Line up and wait behind A320 departing, application.
That's Air 1416, okay, to the right, Charlie 4, crop.
210 and 12187, 116.
1, 2, 146-157.
Flight Jordan 103, clear to land runway 25 left, 290 degrees, 6 knots.
Jordan 103.
Sabena 73 kilo, line up and wait runway 25.
We line up and wait behind the departing 146-25 right, Sabena 673.
Sabena 443, line up and wait runway 25 right. Oscar Delta, Oscar Uniform, surface wind at Brussels, 270 degrees, 8 knots.
We'll report when airborne again, Oscar Delta Uniform.
Can I check this, please?
So, from the Oscar Victor Charlie Juliet.
Oscar Victor Charlie Juliet, correct?
Just about to mobilize the station, it can be deployed via the south of Brussels 568.
Oscar Victor Charlie Juliet, clear to proceed VFR. 500 feet or below, QNH 1025.
The two below 1025, Oscar Charlie Juliet.
Sabena 75 Hotel, good afternoon. Behind departing Airbus 340, lining up now. Line up and wait behind runway 25 right. Behind departing Airbus 340, line up and wait behind Sabena 75 Hotel.
And the curfew is checked.
Virgin Express 885, display code 25 west.
Virgin Express 885, cross runway 02, ground 121, decimal 87, goodbye.
7, Virgin Express 885, goodbye.
Sabena 207, clear for takeoff runway 25 right, wind 280 degrees, 7 knots, goodbye.
Okay, take off 25 right, good day, Sabena 207.
Okay, take off, new controls. Take off, and time.
Sabena 317, good afternoon. Behind departing 737 from Bravo 1, line up and wait behind runway 25 right.
We line up behind the departing 737, Sabena 317.
Staat buik nog niet op. OS set. Check. Parameters. Check. Speed all and off. Check. Nieuw aan. Rotate. Positief climb. Yep. Check.
23, contact process 128 decimal 2, goodbye.
128 decimal 2, Sabena 723, here.
Departure, good afternoon, Sabena 207 is 1000 feet on Tolen 1 Charlie.
Sabena 207, good afternoon. Come to flight level 70.
Clear up flight level 70, Sabena 207.
7000. Check.
Sabena 443, resume navigation to Kleine Bruggen.
Honest to Kleine Breugel, Sabena 440.
1700. Never mind.
Aqua, sky, check.
Sabena 443, contact process 128 decimal 8, goodbye.
128, Sabena 443, tot ziens.
Dames en heren, inlichting aan de terug van de lucht. Zodra we ongeveer krijgen, bieden wij een bericht aan de door de middagmaal. En daarnaast voor de langs komt met tax 15. U biedt prijslijst van deze vliegtuig is Sabena magazine paspoort en is gebruikt. Over.
Dames en heren, 140 Sabena 75 Hotel. Phoenix 75 Hotel, fly heading 030. Heading 030, Sabena 75 Hotel.
1, 2, 3 and 5, bye-bye.
Phoenix 75 Hotel, report you're heading to Amsterdam, 123 decimal.
Amsterdam, good afternoon, Sabena 20770, climbing 140.
Sabena 207, good day. What is your heading?
Heading is 350.
Roger, clear this heading, climb level 150.
On this heading, we clear up 150, Sabena 207.
Amsterdam
Level 160.
heading 005, flight level 160, Sabena 75 Hotel.
Italia 116, flight direct Sierra Papa Lima.
Sierra Papa Lima, Italia 116, descending 70.
Sabena 73 kilos, descent to level 70, start reducing speed and report reduction to Schiphol approach 121 decimal 2.
Roger, descending 70, 112, power 73 kilos.
Martina 1013, climb to level 210.
Climb to level 210, Martina 1013. Level 260, good rate, Martina 1013.
Shell 3998, flight direct Papa Sierra.
Papa Sierra 3998.
Navigation to Sierra Papa Yankee, call my straight on channel 12765.
Speakable and strict on channel
132.205, goodbye.
132.205, goodbye sir.
Delta, on navigation.
127.625, good day, Sabena 279.
Amsterdam, good afternoon, Sabena 207-230, coming to 250.
Sabena 207, this north space, 3 meter radar contact. Climb to level 290, direct code down.
290, direct code down, Sabena 207. Code down.
Go flight 253, you call us now on 133955. 133955, goodbye. Sabena 75 Hotel, call us now on 135455. 135, channel, enough, Hotel.
fait ma brasse. Il y a déjà quelques temps, voilà. Je trouve que c'est pas mauvais. Déjà été en adresse. On peut faire le deuxième. On peut uniquement demander de le faire. Tu peux l'avoir, c'est pour c'est à la mousson. Ok, tu peux l'avoir. Mais tu me dois un jour. Il est tout content. Il n'a pas fait le vol finalement. Parce qu'il a dû faire le vol officiel qui a eu lieu. Il est quelque part après le premier vol, le vol officiel.
Center maintain 900,000, Sabena 207.
Ipponkaga 115, say speed.
215, Ipponkaga 115.
Roger, maintain speed 250 knots until further advice.
Maintain 250 until further advice.
Center maintain 6,000, Sabena 207.
Sabena 207, turn right, heading 260.
Right heading 260, Sabena 207.
November 110 Tango Mike, 9 mile from the airport, turn left and 190, clarified as runway 16 approach.
Reaching maintaining 6,000, Sabena 207.
Sabena 207, roger, descent maintenance 3,000.
Down to 3,000, Sabena 207.
System 190, clear to establish on the localizer for 16, Beaver 7. And are we cleared for the ILS?
Affirmative.
Thanks very much.
FedEx 15, turn right, heading 300.
Right 300, FedEx 15.
Today.
118.2, and that was a smashing turn on, sir, thank you.
Left heading 240, Sabena 207.
Sabena 207, resume normal speed, descend maintain 2,000.
Normal speed and descending 2,000, Sabena 207.
Sabena 207, turn left heading 220.
Left heading 220, Sabena 207.
Sabena 207, turn left heading 190. You're 9 miles from airport, clear for ILS runway 16 approach. Maintain 2,000 until established.
Clear for the ILS 16, maintaining 2,000 until established, the heading 190 to intercept, Sabena 207.
Heading 190 to establish. Airport 581, fly heading 1 normal speed.
Thank you.
Sabena 207, contact tower 118.2.
118.2, good day, Sabena 207.
Hey. Speed 107, turn left at 58, then contact ground 121.8.
Okay.
Narita Tower, good morning, this is Sabena 207, established on the ILS 16.
Sabena 207, 8 Tower, good morning. Clear to land runway 16, wind 3504.
Clear to land 16, Sabena 207.
Having a look at
501, good morning.
Cathay 501 Niger Tower, good morning. Hold short runway 16.
Oh, shuttle 16 today, 501.
Minimum. 100. 50. 40.
Northwest Liner 07, taxi into position, hold runway 16.
Position, hold 16, northwest 90 south.
Sabena 207, turn left Alpha 8. Without delay, contact ground 121.8.
We vacate Alpha 8 without delay, 1218, good day, Sabena 207.
Good day.
Romeo to Tango North Gateway.
Roger, Tango North Gateway, Sabena 207.
Malaysian 71, contact Narita Tower 118.2.
182, Malaysian 715.
Speed out 7, contact ramp 121.6.
116, clear.
Roger, great. Test the top 1 and Alpha.
Up 1 Alpha, northwest 905.
Sabena 207, contact ramp 121.75.
121.75, Sabena 207.
West 50, roger.
And Narita ramp control, good morning, Sabena 207, entering Tango North Gateway.
Sabena 207, lap control, taxi via Tango North Gateway, then hold at the number 6 stop line. We have departures.
Roger, we hold at number 6 stop line, Sabena 207.
Thai 641, contact Narita ground 121.8.
Ground 121.8, good day, Thai 641.
Good day. Sabena 207, after northeast ahead, taxi to gate 82 via Oscar, India.
Oscar, India, gate A2 behind northwest, Sabena 207.
Northwest 62, contact Narita ground 121.8.
Northwest 60, switching today.
Good day.
Thank you.
Ramp Lufthansa 711, good morning. 95, request pushback.
Lufthansa 711, lap control, good morning. Pushback approved, face south.
Pushback approved, face south, Lufthansa 711.
Asia 201, continue taxi to Papa 6 Gateway via Ebron Delta. Asia 201, contact Narita ground 121.8. Asia 201, Narita ground 1.
Regardera à droite, ça. On risque de marcher.
He's on top of the tower, right? Yes, ready.
Spot 83.
Japan Air 717, damp control, pushback approved.
Center 717.
1. Starting out. Yep.
Ground on the ramp. Request taxi. Sabena 208, taxi to stop line number 8 via India X-ray Oscar.
India X-ray Oscar to the stop point number 8, Sabena 208.
8 was taken. Yeah. Okay, clear right. Right's clear.
Sabena 208, continue taxi to Sierra 1 gateway.
Roger, we continue to Sierra 1 gateway, Sabena 208.
Does that okay, to be Darlington. 48, 56 and 66. Checked, flex 38, yep.
Buzzy.
Air France. Wow. Als in het display threshold zeggen.
Ja. De verze. Kijk, dat is er hier zeer de geland. Ja, Cathay.
Sabena 208, taxi into position hold, runway 34.
Exit position hold 34, Sabena.
Max off.
Meneer Captain, we apologize for the delay of this flight. We had a minor technical problem. We are becoming a mode for takeoff. We are flying in 2 minutes from now. Check your flight and cabin attendants. Please see it. Checking please.
Cabin crew.
Has been advised.
Engine starts.
No.
The packs.
We're off.
Transport.
009 on ILS 34.
Start of transit time.
Continental 5009, Narita Tower, continue approach. Continue approach, cabin 5.
Yep.
Northwest 8, turn right Alpha 3, then contact 121.8. Northwest 8, 3. Sabena 208, wind 36-9, cleared for takeoff, runway 34. Cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff.
Clear takeoff 208, Sabena 208.
Okay. I have controls.
Down upon 202 out of Mark 5. Only upon 202, continue approach now, departure, Airbus 340, commence loading. Continue approach.
203, clear to land runway 34, wind 36013, and preceding traffic departing.
Gear up.
Sabena 208, contact departure.
208 will do. Check. And Narita departure, good afternoon, Sabena 208 is with you climbing.
Sabena 208, Narita departure, good afternoon, radar contact. Maintain 7000 until secure VOR, then climb maintain from 260.
Roger, we maintain 7000 till secure VOR and then flight level 260, Sabena 208.
Correct.
Fujiyama hierachter.
Sabena 208, contact Tokyo departure 126.0, great.
126.0, Sabena 208, mate.
Sabena 208, contact Tokyo Control 1241.
1241, Sabena 208, mate.
Okay.
Roger.
Alicia 552, maintain flight level 160 until further advice.
Okay, 160 until further advice, Alicia 552.
Sabena 208, increase rate of climb until passing 170 due to traffic.
That will do, Sabena 208.
Japan Air 815, contact Tokyo Control 118.9.
118.9, Japan Air 815.
Okay, brake scanner 984, contact Tokyo Control 132.7.
(1629) wat zegt dat het ten opzichte van de...
Tokyo Control system 111, leaving 9,800 foot, 210, proposed 330. System
323. Tokyo Control, good afternoon, Sabena 208, is flight level 180, climbing flight level 250.
208, Tokyo Control, climb maintain flight level 260.
Roger, continue climb flight level 260, Sabena 208.
Onipon 921, proceed direct to the cable. Tokyo, Onipon 764-5390. Onipon 764, Tokyo Control, clear via Sado, direct to Tottori, left to Danchen. Tottori, Sado, direct to Tottori, left to Danchen, Onipon 764, copy. Korea 768, clear via present position, direct to Miho, left to Danchen.
Present position, direct Miho, left to Danchen, current 760. Tokyo Control, Japan Air 856, maintain right 310.
Japan Air 856, Tokyo Control. 155, contact Tokyo Control, 118.9.
118.9, good day.
Okay. Sabena 208, contact Sapporo Control, 120.75. 120.75, Sabena 20, bye. Bye.
8 Sapporo.
Sapporo. Good afternoon, Sabena 208, Sapporo Control. Request your Avgok estimate.
Avgok. 525.
Sabena 208 estimating Avgok at the time 0528. Correction 0525. Sabena 208, Roger.
Tokyo to Niigata, Kanbo, Avgok, and this way. Alpha. Quebec, and then the orange one. St. Petersburg is here. In about 9 hours from now.
Airfrance 275, now radar service terminated. Contact Rajasthan Control, 133.17, good day.
133.17, Airfrance 275, good day, sir.
Hold on.
Tokyo, Brussels. So here we start Russia, Siberia, St. Petersburg, and then Europe. This is the 60 fire up. Whatever will be above here will be night. So when we come back here, we will see the sun come up from the southwest. Sunrise, southwest, sundown, south.
Speedbird 8, now radar service terminated. Contact Rajasthan Control, 133.17. Can you take 10,600 meters?
Sabena 208, stand by. 10,600. 34.8. Negative. Negative, sir. Too heavy.
Sabena 208 was unable any high altitude due to traffic.
Roger.
Equation control, only for 9 to over ready.
Only for 9 to 1, Kinchen position, really maintain flight level 9,600 meters, contact Chulman control on 132.2.
Decimal 132.
До свидания.
807 32,9 на 10 500. Всего доброго, спасибо.
Все хорошо.
Sabena 207, west estimate for Ravus. Estimating Ravus at 0809. Sabena 208, Roger, maintain 10,600 meters, next report Ravus. Roger, call you Ravus, maintaining 10,600 meters, Sabena 208. Sabena 208, Roger, maintain present level, change to Alepinsk, control 133.4.
133.4, goodbye, sir.
Goodbye.
Control, good afternoon, Sabena 208.
Sabena 208, good afternoon, go ahead.
Sabena 208, followed by Ravus at 0810. We are 10,600 meters. We're estimating Akata at 0828. Tamar is next, over.
Sabena 208, maintain 10,600 meters, next report Tamar.
We'll call you Tamar at 10,600 meters, Sabena 208.
Meaning control, good evening, Sabena 208.
Sabena 208, control, good evening.
208 position, Tamar at flight level 10,600 meters, estimating uniform Echo Romeo Lima at 0840.
What is the estimated time pass on Tikkun?
Estimating Tikkun at 0915, Sabena 208.
208 control, Roger, maintain this level 10,600, next to Tikkun.
Call you Tikkun, Sabena 208. Estimate attempt at 0945.
Only from 9 to 190.
Sabena 208 control. Good evening, radar contact.
Thank you.
Diga control, Japan 451. Good evening, flight level 350, jet solar. Japan 451 control. Good evening, radar contact. Thank you.
Contact proceeding bound to Hilde.
Select Hilde, KLM 1158.
KLM 1132, now maintaining level 260.
Level 1132, thank you. Good evening, Air France 2099, direct Woody, level 350.
Air France 2099, good day, identified. You may proceed now direct to Woody.
Direct Woody, Air France 2099.
Express 190, for further master is on 127.62, bye-bye.
12762, 191, bye.
So you're now 2 and on?
We have a stiff one.
Sabena 700 from Leeds, Bradford.
700 Leeds, Bradford.
Yeah, 530 with 61. Nothing special. Sabena, good afternoon. Gulf News 135, climbing over 280, Costa LA.
702 with a slot between 1754 1809 Zulu.
The cabin is okay, gentlemen.
Okay, Sierra 1238 is approaching, flight level 160.
Descend flight level 150, 1238.
Descend flight level 150, Sierra 1238.
Sabena 700, your head 150, please, on request of Brussels.
Okay, radar heading 150, Sabena 700.
Code fire rate 694, climb flight level 220.
Flight level 220, code fire rate 694.
KLM 1238, descend flight level 70, direct to Sierra Papa Lima.
Descend flight level 70, direct Sierra Papa Lima, KLM 1238.
Sabena 700, call Brussels on 1288, good day.
Sure, that's correct, good day, sir.
KLM 1730, continue descending as a radar heading.
Roger, radar heading 330, KLM 1730.
Thank you. KLM 1254, descend flight level 110.
Flight level 110, KLM 154.
KLM 1320, descend flight level 70 after river inbound to Sierra Papa Lima.
Flight level 70, river, Sierra Papa Lima, KLM. Sabena 208, continue descent to flight level 80. 0208.
Sabena 900.
Sabena 208, descend to 3000 feet.
Out of 5.5 for 3000, Sabena 208.
Sabena 9 for Papa, turn right heading 090, descend to 4000 feet, Kenneth 1000.
under den överlagskamera kan. Zien dat dan meer schrik krijgt. And Sabena 208 is established 25 right.
Sabena 208, contact tower 12077, goodbye.
Goodbye, ma'am. Tower, good evening, Sabena 208.
Sabena 208, good evening, continue approach runway 25 right, number 2, wind 18.
Switch.
For Papa, 9 miles out on the right.
Sabena 33189.
Now we continue number 2, Sabena 9 for Papa.
Sabena 406, vacate left, Bravo 4. Bravo 3 is occupied.
Bravo 4, Sabena 406.
208, pass the mark.
Radar 208, continue approach, traffic lining approach for departure.
Roger, 208.
Mike, let me take off 25 right in 190 degrees, 16 knots, bye. Take off 25 right, there, Mike, bye-bye. Sabena 208, there will be a departing BA146 with a right turn out. Continue approach, reduce to final approach speed.
Speed 208, hold up. And ECAM landing memo, landing zone.
Sabena 406, it's good.
We have no clearance.
Roger 180.05.
180.05, man. Sabena 759, clear to immediate takeoff 25 right, 180 degrees, 13 knots, traffic on 2 miles behind you.
Clear for takeoff, Sabena 759, bye-bye. Raise your what? What?
Sabena 208, visual is departing.
208, go ahead.
Visual is departing traffic, holding now, sir.
We have him inside, yes.
Roger, continue approach.
What? Land green? Green. Check.
Sabena 208, surface wind 180 degrees, 20 knots, clear to land 25 right.
Clear land 25 right, Sabena 208.
All set.
Yeah.
Clear to land.
100,
Land green.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, reset.
Four reverse and spoilers. I have control.
Tower, goedenavond, Sabena 900, established localizer 25 right.
Sabena 900, good evening, continue approach runway 25 right, number 2, number 1 at the outer marker, wind 200 degrees, 17 knots.
Continue.
Clean up, sir. Yeah.
Sabena 208, vacate left and contact ground 108, decimal 05.
1805, Sabena 208.
Sabena 94, pop.
I'm Brussels, goedenavond, Sabena 208 on Bravo 5.
Sabena 208 and goedenavond, taxi via the inner report on inner 6, expect to stand 238.
Roger, via the inner, for the inner 6, for the 238, Sabena 208.
Where the fuck is inner?
Airbus 340 at your left, correction to your right, shift left and 238. Okay, that's cockpit. You want us to hold on, Mike? Negative, sure, you can continue. Should not be a problem. Okay, we continue in 7 Sabena 9 for Papa. Sabena 9 for Papa, contact ground south on 121.8 south, Mike. Ja, een goedenavond, ground south, Sabena 9 for Papa. Ook goedenavond.
Right.
Oregon 9. And good evening, Sabena 900, taketing 25 right on Bravo 5. Sabena 900, goedenavond, taxi via the inner and 118. Email Mike and 118, Sabena 900.
It's an Airbus 321 portion for that strike. Before we want to call stop or go. If stop, you monitor call out max brakes, ground spoiler reverse clean. Failure after V1, I will fly you clear on my command. Engine failure after V1 I call go, proceed straight ahead in Brussels, 1700 feet, clean up. Then climbing after clean up, straight ahead again, 2002, right turn to Brill to investigate the problem. Check. Any question about non-normals? Okay. So I fly a read, we expect Costa departure. Costa departure for Charlie, or maybe 3 Delta, initially for Charlie. Charlie is 10 3 Delta, September 99. Standard noise abatement for Brussels, 4% 3002. Immediately after takeoff contact Brussels departure, 12662, Jess. 25 right, Costa for Charlie. As soon as takeoff of leaving 700 is in the database, 700 to 5 right, Costa for Charlie, turn right, intercept Brussels training 282, then right again, intercept the radar 167.
Give way to the company coming from the right, I don't have him on the frequency yet.
Okay, we give way to the company 321 from the right. Then are we clear to cross 02 afterwards?
Afterwards, you click to 002.
We're clear to cross 02 afterwards, 537, you have to company 737, continue. Airbus 320 on whiskey, line up 25 right and way behind.
Maintain company 20 whiskey, line up behind Sabena 69.
1371.
Roger. DZ671, climb flight level 330.
Thank you, climb 330,
right, can we retain 3000? 155, maintain 3000, maintain H1011. 3011, roger, 155. Sabena 639, next turn on approach runway 28. Sabena 639, good morning. Surface wind is 280 degrees, 18 knots, clear to land runway 28.
Speed check. Establish 9.5 to 8. 30. 20. Retard. Continue approach runway 28. Retard. Now traffic to vacate. Retard. 280 degrees, 1 down. Continue to hold on 5. Sabena 639, next right turn onto Echo 7 when vacated 121 decimal 8 line. Echo 7, 118, alright, for now. 69. Rock Sabena 69, Echo 7.
69, good day to you. Continue along the Bravo taxiways and then taxiway Hotel 2.
Bravo, Hotel 2, Sabena 69.
Next 214 taxi. Next 302 Charlie, taxi on the link 4 Fox 3 and Fox 2 initially clear. Again, direct 32. Tower, 118 decimal 6. 186, 214. 639, make a right turn now on the Foxtrot 3 taxiway.
Right turn on the Foxtrot 3, Sabena 639, thank you.
Ground, good morning, November 65, 7. No, 6047, standby.
302 Charlie, proceed forward now to Fox 1 at the holding point 28. Contact the tower 118.16.
Fox 1 holding point 28 and 118.6.
Now left you want. You want a quick slide if you know, to make a left turn to Pap 2, then taxiway Charlie, by the apron all the way by the inner lane direct.
Papa 2 Charlie, apron.
Yeah, trying to push it behind 20 with 193.
Sorry, ik kwam het er niet mee moeien, maar ik dacht dat ik het vergeten was.
Like to say it.
86, 105. British 166 may cross 34 initially for taxiway Alpha, and after the Shamrock, continue for down to 660.
Okay, British 166, clear to cross runway 34. Taxiway Alpha. Giving way to the airlink at 331, clear to down to 60.
did. Jack, dress and
requested level. No request to flight level 330. 32.
ILF frequency 25 left 110.3 megahertz. ILF frequency 25 right 108 time. Roger 1 Bravo not available. Wind 2503 16 knots. 2203 wind 100 feet. Temperature 6. Airplane USA 1009.
Et en dessous, dessiner sa gauche.
Lift
400. $300. $200. $100. Good afternoon. 20, retard. Retard.
Johnny 4, cost 20 and 127, Sabena 68. Johnny 4, yep. And Roger 0, Sabena 68, crossing runway 02, Johnny 4.
Sabena 68, good afternoon, you will be Iberia, continue taxi via Outer Tango 10-215.
Would you avoid to the Iberia out of Tango 15, Sabena 68. Your light is here.
Iberia 4219, when ready, contact over 120, decimal 775.
1077, Iberia 4219, bye-bye. Longhorn 8-Niner, 290, correction limit 290, we were on parking spot 504.
Yes, 5.
Delivery, good morning, Sabena 751, start Helsinki, total 1 Charlie 25 right, 7157.
751, fully correct, for push 118, good day.
187, good day. Sabena 751, stand 215, request to push.
Sabena 715, good morning, stand 215, to push back is approved.
751, push approved.
Requesting the push. And Sabena 679, stand 227, the pushback is approved in respect to the Airbus pushing from the 215.
Respect to the Airbus pushing from 215, push approved, 679.
Good, 805, confirm your Sabena taxi ready?
That's the pushback truck 805.
Okay, sir, thank you. How long before being ready for taxi, sir?
Minute 0 to 805. Thank you.
Okay, and is the way to the stand 502 available?
That's available 0 to 805.
Thank you, sir. Break, Sabena 446, cross 902, continue, Echo 5 and Romeo, stand 502.
Cross 02, continue, Echo 5 and Romeo 2 for stand 502, Sabena 446.
Underground, for your move for Sabena 491, stand 348, requesting taxi. And Sabena 491, taxi via the outer center Bravo 1, only 5 right, the KNH is 998.
Outer Bravo 125 right, 998, 491.
Sabena 911, by the tower on 12007, goodbye.
74, Sabena 911, bye. Copy, get 1723.
Okay, 1723, Morgan, continue via the left outer stand 421.
Left outer 421, get 1723.
Contact neutral, neutral.
7 miles, good morning, continue, runway 25 left, that's number 2, number 1 on shore. 160. Check 247. Sabena 339 behind departing Airbus 319 company. Line up and wait, runway 25 right behind.
And departing company 319, line up and wait, 339.
Okay, free check. Ready? Yes. Take off. You have controls. I have control. Mayor plate. Trusted. Weather alert. Check. Leon. Rotate. Posting gear up. Departure Sabena 751, good morning, we are on Total 1 Charlie. Sabena 751, good morning, radar contact, climb to flight level 70. Climb 70, Sabena 751. 70, 70 blue. West of Sabena 751, we move 45, 121, that's the 162, Thank you.
Here we go. Just tell me when it's enough. Huh?
Yep.
Sabena 751, good morning, flight number 370 to Solna.
Sabena 751, morning, radar contact.
751.
Sabena 933, contact Malmö, control 1244.
Morning. Well, yeah, according to Brussels, it should be 9-9. Yeah, everything's better there. That's true.
And we are taking off 100, Sabena 751.
Okay. Sabena 751, turn right heading 095.
095, speed 751.
$400. $300. $200.
100, 50, 30, 20, retard, retard, retard.
Finnair 443 wind, 220 degrees 12 knots runway, 22 direction Judo Charlie, clear for takeoff.
Let's take up 2 Charlie, Finnair 443 more.
Finnair 217 behind boarding, DC 9, line up runway, 22 direction Yankee. Ready boarding, DC 9, welcome.
Parking check, please. Vehicles. Off. External lights. Off. Fuel pumps. Off. And parking brake shocks. Parking brake set. Shocks in position. That's fine. So we're okay. The weather is fine in Brussels. That's fine. It's flying economically.
Sabena 53, Mike, contact tower on 118.6.
118.6, speed transfer.
Bye.
Tower, good morning, Sabena 53, Mike, Yankee.
Morning, Sabena 53, Mike, hold short of runway 15.
Hold short of 15, Sabena 53, Mike.
22, clear for takeoff, wind 220 degrees, 12 knots.
Take off Sabena at 5. Ready? Yes.
Als we dan niet final zijn, gaat hem dus zijn snelheid nog ajusteren in functie van de werkelijke wind die er op dit moment is. En wat gaan we hier onder zetten dan?
Nou ja, dat zijn geen bugs meer die daar aan.
De target bug gaat het deze zijn, dus dit hè, maar je zet die zelf.
Ah ja.
Willen wij ze zetten, we kunnen ze ook zetten in selected, dus dan wordt ze blauw. Dan kunnen we ze zetten zoals we willen. Maar als er dus magenta is, als je naar magenta is, is gebeurd door de computer, door de vliegen zelf.
Water, ja, 501. 501, danke, gestört.
Andere voordelen die je zo hebt.
Wat?
Nee, met Sabena van de ticketten voor ja, familie, voor jezelf.
Ja?
Hoe zit dat eigenlijk? Want daar wordt eigenlijk weinig over gesproken tijdens de introductie of zo.
Ja, dat is heel simpel. We moeten een aantal maanden werken voor die dat je krijgt. Ik denk...
Yeah, I'm afraid you're number 2, so make it around 280, please.
Bridges back 20, Sabena fast flight.
Lima 78 Hotel, keep your speed at 290 knots or more.
Maintaining high speed, 300 knots for Sabena 78 Hotel.
Fine. My
back to Woody.
Back to Woody, Sabena fast right.
Amsterdam, good afternoon, Swiss 3792, reach maintaining flight level 200.
Hello, Swiss 3792, maintain 200 and proceed to Haamstede.
Alex Hampstead, 3792.
On the Helen arrival, expect landing runway 19 right, make the speed 270 knots.
Continue on the Helen arrival, expecting 19 right and speed 270 knots, 015.
Swiss 3792, maintain speed 290 knots, please.
Ja, 290, 3792, where is your Goeiedag, Sabena, 77 Papa 260 267.
Hello, 77 Papa, you can proceed direct to Woody. Swiss 3792, descend flight level 70.
And flight level 703792.
Rock 5015, descend flight level 170.
170 015.
This is 3792, you can proceed direct to River.
Direct to River 3792.
1722, Schiphol approach, 121, decimal 2, goodbye.
112 by Canon 172.
Navia.
Right heading 150, Sabena 78 Hotel. 1000 feet.
And we descend to 2000 feet, Sabena 78 Hotel.
Sabena 740, speed 220, right heading 140. Speed 220, right, QNH 1003.
177 Hotel, take Sabena fast right.
Hotels 1003.
Free passing 6,420.
And checked.
Yes, start on you.
Sabena 815, clean takeoff 25, rise 240 degrees, 12 knots, bye-bye.
Clean takeoff 255, Sabena 15, goodbye.
Up to speed checked. Gear down here.
Good afternoon, it's Green R 890.
Check.
Sabena 442, Bristol Tower, goedemiddag, continue approach runway 25 right, 6 miles behind preceding 240 degrees, 12 knots.
Tower Sabena 442, fully established on the right, 7.5 miles out.
Sabena 442, hello, continue approach runway 25 right, 6 miles behind preceding wind 240 degrees, 10 knots.
Windy approach 25 right, Sabena 442.
Green R 898, good morning, ready for departure.
Eva?
Green R 898, after the landing, Airbus 319 on 2 miles final has passed, line up and wait 25 right behind.
On up and wait 25 right behind this Sabena 890.
$400. $300. $200. $100. 50, 30, 20, retard, retard, retard.
Spoilers, reverse, manual brakes. Like you do this, we take the 6 button left.
Sabena 53 Mike, 58 left Bravo 5, contact ground 11805, goeiedag.